Hello all, this is Arjun. So today our topic is design of IC engine components. Okay, so now we will be designing what? IC engine components. So what is an IC engine? IC engine is nothing but internal combustion engine. So what is basically the internal combustion engine? Nothing, where the combustion will occur inside the cylinder. That is my internal combustion engine. So what is internal combustion engine, like where we are using it and what are the types? And as we have read earlier, internal combustion engine, SI engine, CI engine. So what is the difference between SI engine and CI engine? So these are the most basics, and we have already gone through from SI engine, CI engine in many other subjects like thermodynamics, automobile, right? So what is an SI engine? What is the full form of SI engine? What is the full form of CI engine? SI engine is nothing but spark ignition engine. CI is nothing but compression ignition engine, right? So what is the difference? In SI engine, spark plug will be there. Okay, in CI engine there won't be any spark plug, right? Right. So what happens in SI engine? See, what happens in SI engine is the mixture of what? Air fuel, as in petrol plus air. The mixture of petrol and air is ignited by the means of spark. Is ignited by the means of spark produced by the spark plug, of course, right? So the ignition is done by spark. Therefore this petrol engine is called spark ignition engine, or my SI engine, right? So in petrol engine, what we do, air and petrol is mixed in a correct proportion, right, in the carburetor, and then it is passed into the cylinder, and there by means of spark plug will be burning that mixture, and that will produce some energy and it will be utilized further, right? So now what happens in diesel engine? Diesel engine, there is no spark plug. We don't need any spark plug. What we do, the compression is so high in diesel engine. So what happens in diesel engine, the air entrapped in the cylinder during suction, right? The air entrapped in the cylinder during the suction stroke is highly compressed, right, during compression stroke. So once the air which is sucked in the cylinder, when it is compressed, and during the compression stroke, the compression increases the air temperature beyond the self ignition temperature of diesel. So diesel automatically catches the fire, you can say, or automatically it combustion take place in that manner. So what happens in the diesel engine, the air entrapped in the cylinder during the suction stroke is highly compressed during compression stroke. Then the compression increases the air temperature beyond the self ignition temperature of diesel. So the desired quantity of diesel in the form of fine spray is then admitted into the cylinder near the end of the compression stroke. Then the turbulent hot air ignites the diesel, right? So once my diesel gets ignited, my process will start, combustion process will start. So the turbulent hot air ignites the diesel, to be in the precise manner if we say. So since the ignition is done by compression of the air, so how we are igniting diesel? By compression of the air. So that's why the diesel engine is called compression ignition engine. So my diesel engine is called compression ignition engine, which is my CI engine. Okay, so now in a layman language, the difference between SI, petrol, this is diesel. Here spark plug will be there, here no spark plug will be there, not required. Here ignition is done by the spark, here ignition is done by the compression. The compression ratio is so high that what it does exactly, the compression increases the air temperature beyond the self ignition temperature of diesel. Okay, so if I'll compare petrol engines to the diesel engine, which are more economical and which are less economical, so we all know that compared with petrol engines, the diesel engines are more economical due to what? High thermal efficiency. Of course, I'll be designing my cylinder for SI engine differently and for CI engine differently. Why? Where the temperature will be more, where the pressure will be more? Of course, in CI engine. Why? Because compression ratio will be more, temperature will be, of course, more. So once compression ratio is more in CI engine, my cylinder has to be more robust for CI engine than my SI engine, right? So compared with petrol engines, the diesel engines are more economical due to high thermal efficiency. Of course, they have more uniform torque over a wide range of speeds due to better volumetric efficiency. So that's why my CI engines, they are more reliable and safe due to robust construction. Why we are doing a robust construction on CI engine? Because we already know how the fuel ignites in SI engine and how my fuel ignites in CI engine, right? So now comes our two-stroke engine and four-stroke engine. So we already know like what are two-stroke engine and what is the four-stroke engine. Two-stroke engine, it used to be in our old bikes like Yamaha RXZ, but now these days we normally we use four-stroke engines in most of our automobiles, right? So our IC engines are also classified into two-stroke cycle and four-stroke cycle. So what exactly is a two-stroke cycle and or a four-stroke cycle? So the two-stroke cycle engine is an engine, right? So what will happen in two-stroke, right? See, in two-stroke, what happens? It requires two strokes of the piston or one revolution of the crankshaft. Means one revolution of crankshaft, right? Or my two stroke of piston. Either one revolution of my crankshaft or two strokes of a piston, it will complete one cycle. It will complete one cycle. But when it comes to in four stroke, what will be the case? See, now in four stroke engine, see it this engine, it requires four strokes of the pistons, right? So it will require four stroke of pistons or two revolutions of crankshaft of crankshaft. So this will require uh, the four stroke engine will require four strokes of my piston or two revolutions of the crankshaft to complete one cycle. All right, so these are the major differences in two stroke and four stroke. And also we know like in two stroke the wastage of fuel is pretty high, and in four stroke engine the wastage of fuel is almost very low, and that's why our four stroke cycle engines have lower fuel consumption and high efficiency and then our two stroke engines. So normally we will be using four stroke engines in these days in almost every locomotives, heavy duty locomotives, buses, trucks, or cars and all, right? So like our journal parts in our internal combustion engine, it consists of like cylinder, piston rings, gungeon pins, connecting rod, crankshaft, crank pin, right? So I'll be discussing all those things in my next videos. Thank you.